Welcome back, guys. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about Go. We're going to talk about the backend. This is the first time I'm doing it just because I have to upgrade my Go app from 1.9 to 1.12. And this is the documentation for it, migrating your app engine app to 1.12. And the reason I'm doing that is because Google sent me an email for they've been bugging me for 6 to 12 months, telling me to upgrade from 1.9 to something higher. And last month, actually, they sent the email that 1.9 is going to be completely deprecated. I was still going to have an extra year because I've been grandfathered in by being one of those old people that use 1.9, but I thought this was a perfect time to actually go to 1.12. And it was an actual big pain in the ass, which is why I'm doing this video, because I could probably help some people who are probably in the same situation. But this documentation here is all the changes that you really need to make. So one thing that really catch me was this port number. Apparently, when you upload your app to 1.12, I don't know if it would be the same for you, but for me, I was running my app on port 3000 for the last year. So when I changed it to 1.12, I mean, no one ever thinks it's going to be this easy. So 3000 didn't work. When I uploaded the app and they gave me that domain link and I went to the link, it just kept spinning forever. But when I changed the port to 8080, which is the default port apparently, then things started working and I started singing praises. So that's how that works. You can structure, it teaches you about how to structure your files and what is deprecated, what is not. So before, when we were actually doing our little upgrades, I was using API version with all this stuff is deprecated. It was what was available in 1.9. It's not available anymore in 1.12. Some packages were deprecated. I was using urlfetch. That didn't work anymore. So you have to use net HTTP package. And if you're using appengine.NewContext to get the context, that doesn't work anymore. You have to use request.Context. So those were kind of the changes that I had to make that really affected me. If you have any other changes, like Cloud Task or Redis or Memcache, I have no experience with that at all, so you're on your own. And the next thing I'm going to show you is, what the heck is this? How requests are routed. Yeah. Did this really help? Kind of. No, yeah, this talked about the dispatch file, which is really needed because by default, Google will give you this domain, your project ID appspot.com, and if you have different versions, it'll be like your version.myprojectid.appspot.com, which is nice and all, but for those of us with a custom domain, we want to use that custom domain. So that's what the dispatch file is for. It goes into more depth with this Dispatch.yml configuration file, and it's actually really, really easy. So if you have no idea how to do it, this is pretty much how my app looks, my URL looks. It goes dispatch colon, and then you have that dash URL colon, and then it'll say staging dot dancingnomadstrial.com or something, and then the service would be default. And that would be how it is for my dispatch file. Again, call to action: if you guys have any trouble or anything, please join our mailing list or our Facebook group. I'll have the links in the description and you guys can hit me up and we can figure it out. But anyways, this is a little bit of our configuration files and how to actually organize it or organize your application and your services and stuff, which I should have read earlier because my project is, my backend, well, how it's organized, it's a freaking mess. Just like right now, because even though you don't see it, I'm coding my boxers because I was too tired to get up. But if you put on a nice sweatshirt or anything, or a nice sweater or cardigan, then people won't even know, right? So Campstore really helped me out in terms of, he was doing the same thing, but when he was doing it, he actually ran into this problem, unknown network Cloud SQL, which I had the same issue because I'm using Cloud SQL as the database. And he found out that you actually needed to actually have this package installed if you're using an ORM or GORM, which is the Go ORM that we use. I use the same ORM as he does, so it was actually really convenient to have his post here, which was really helpful. This is another kind of Reddit post about how to structure your app and how Go paths work. It's really cool, and I'll put that in the reference below in the description as well, because if I had read it earlier, then things will actually make more sense than they do right now for me. But anyways, let's just jump in onto the code and take a look at some things. So if you take a look at this, I had everything in this main.go API app engine stuff. So some quick things. Let's see. I am looking through my notes to see what needs changing. So what I needed to have github.com/gorilla/handlers because, well, App Engine didn't use handlers. Well, it did. What am I saying? When you were removing App Engine, which we will do that right now, we actually need those handlers. That's basically it. And if you had this init function before, yeah, you got to change that. Get that stuff out of there, because they're looking for a main function in 1.12 now. And what else is there? So if you're using this App Engine main, that won't fly with them anymore. What you got to do is this handle stuff is awesome. This also has to go. Yeah, man. It's no bueno. You have to do HTTP, listen and serve. That's what they have in their documentation. Address, you have to make it 8080 now. And just because I'm weird, I have a logging handlers. Although my English is pretty good, you guys know that it's not my first language. So I actually had to be put into English second language because I was born Cantonese. And that's how it is. So that's basically it for that. There's one thing as well, which is your context. And let's see here. So this app engine context just doesn't fly anymore. So we got to get rid of that. So you guys still do request and context. And you can see how I was being an idiot here. So you could actually plop that because they are, just don't repeat yourself. And I'm sucking at explaining right now because I'm so tired. So you can see that if the environment variable is production or staging, which we'll set if it's a production or staging environment, then we'll do request context. Otherwise, we do context background, and that's basically what they said here. Where is it? Request context. So that's it for that. Let's see what else is there. You could also have your API dispatch file. So I had this dispatch file over here, and I'm not going to open it because you'll see some secret information that I don't want to share, or else I'll have to kill you. But anyways, it's basically what I showed you in the dispatch files that they have here. It looks like that. And the funny thing is that I had it outside of everything, even outside my API. So I had to move this dispatch file inside this API folder, which was a little bit different, but it is what it is. And let's see if there are other things I could show you. I've been working on singing lessons, so if you guys haven't noticed, I actually sing much better than I did before. Right, so that cloud SQL proxy, whatever. So you just take, let's see, where is that? This, and go to your DB Go, for example, and you can just plop that there. And notice that the package that I was telling you about, Gorm, it's by github.com/jinzu. It's a really good ORM for interacting with your database. So without this package, you'll get that weird unknown network cloud SQL error, and that is basically it. So remember, when you do catch me's, so for runtime, you have to change it to runtime Go.112, and you also have to do that script. Let's see if I can find it. I don't have it. Crap. But basically, let's use text edit. On your YAML file, just on your app.yaml file or whatever, your runtime is going to be Go112. Service could be like default or whatever service you use. You'll have your environment variables. If I can spell. And let's go like yada yada yada. You have your handlers and yada yada yada. And then you'll have your actually it's under handlers. So you'll have your URL, which is something like, for me it's something like that. And then you'll have your script, which it has to be auto. For what reasons, I have no idea. But they just told me to change it to auto. I don't know much about it, so I was like, okay, let's go along with it. I trust you, Google. So that's how it goes, and that's basically it for this video. So migrating your app from 1.9 to 1.12. If you guys are doing the same thing, then you're running into some problems, then you can hit me up and by email, join that mailing list, or in the Facebook group, and we could try to find some time if I have some time to help you guys out. But anyways, other than that, please rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Join that mailing list and join that Facebook group, and I'll see you guys again in the next video, whatever that will be. See ya.